Hi, I'm Laura McLennan. Thanks for being here today to learn what metabolic balance is all about. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and the owner of Health Scope in Dorchester, Ontario, Canada. And before stepping into nutrition, I spent over 25 years as a biologist. So, a scientific foundation is part of how I think and work. And over the years in clinic, I noticed a theme. Most clients were either pre diabetic, dealing with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or were women navigating menopause. And at the core, they all wanted two things: one, to lose weight, and two, to feel like themselves again. I began researching weight loss programs rooted in science. That's when I found Metabolic Balance. It's a nutrition plan that simplifies metabolic science so real people can use it in real life. The transformations I've witnessed have been incredible. People feeling energized again, loving life more, and losing weight that once felt impossible to shift. So, what is metabolic balance? Metabolic balance was developed more than 25 years ago in Germany by Dr. Wolf Fun Fact. It was first created to reverse inflammation and metabolic syndrome. And as inflammation decreased, people naturally achieved a healthier body weight. So the program takes two chemistries into account. One is your blood chemistry, and two is food chemistry. And the program uses food like a prescription to restore balance. It's fully backed by nutritional and medical science and is managed worldwide by physicians and nutritional scientists. So let's dive in and discuss what the program actually is and how it supports your health. Metabolic balance is a holistic, whole food approach designed to work long term. The foundation of the program is Metabolic Balance's unique capability to develop a truly personalized nutrition plan based on an in depth analysis of your unique blood values, your medical history, and your personal food likes and dislikes. Your personalized nutrition plan acts as your road indicating exactly which natural foods you should eat in order to orchestrate the biochemical changes needed for reaching your desirable weight and health goals. So, metabolic balance is 100% natural. There's no prescribed injections, pills, shakes, or proprietary foods, nor, as with some diets, are you required to keep points or count calories. Your grocery store and markets can easily provide all the wholesome, nutrient rich foods listed on your personalized nutrition plan. So, the foundation really is personalization. This is not a generic food list. Your plan is built from your blood values, your medical history, your body composition, and the nutrition plan becomes your roadmap. So, which foods your body needs and how to eat them to help your metabolism rebalance and thrive. So, why metabolic balance matters for metabolic health? Well, our health depends on how well our cells make energy. And the mitochondria, those are the powerhouses of every cell. When the mitochondria are working well, they turn the food we eat into ATP. And that's the energy currency of every cell. But modern life works against this. Ultra processed foods, high stress, poor sleep, toxins, and blood sugar swings all push the mitochondria into dysfunction. And that leads to low energy, inflammation, and oxidative stress, which doesn't just make you tired, it drives weight gain, hormonal shifts, brain fog, and chronic disease. Metabolic balance solves this at the root by creating the exact conditions your cells need to make clean, steady energy again. When your cells work better, you feel better. It's just that simple. So, what to expect from metabolic balance? Well, clients commonly experience weight loss, improved energy, hormone balance, stronger immune health, better sleep, improved mood, digestive improvements, and a potential reduction or elimination of the need for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetic medications. There's also improved allergies and intolerances, reduced joint pain and inflammation. Your grocery bills often decrease because meals are simple and whole food based. There's also a potential benefit for sufferers of PCOS, type 2 diabetes, and those with metabolic syndrome. And it has the highest long term success rate of any weight management program in the world. A metabolic balance is actually so much more than a weight loss program. It's truly a roadmap that helps your cells make energy properly again. By using your blood values, it gives your mitochondria the raw materials they need and removes the things that overload them. As insulin comes down and blood sugar stabilizes, the body stops storing everything as fat. Inflammation and oxidative stress also begin to calm down, which is why people suddenly have more energy, fewer symptoms, and easier weight loss. With 88% of adults living with metabolic dysfunction, this is the roadmap back to strong, stable, healthy energy. So, metabolic balance does incorporate 8 very simple guidelines to follow. One being to have 3 meals per day, two is to have a bit of a break in between your meals. So, 5 hours is a good break in between meals. And number three is to finish each meal within 1 hour. Number four is to start each meal with a few bites of protein. And number five, one protein type per meal and 3 different ones per day. Number six, avoid eating after 9 o'clock at night. There's going to be exceptions, of course, for shift workers. And number seven, to follow your prescribed water intake. Most fat loss leaves the body through urine, and 1 apple per day. And this supports digestion and helps manage uric acid. So, just a brief description about those guidelines. The 5 hours between meals helps insulin return to baseline so fat burning can actually happen. Completing meals with 1 hour prevents just grazing insulin spikes. And the protein first, well, this triggers glucagon to support fullness and insulin control. And rotating your proteins helps maximize amino acid absorption and hormone balance. And the water and the apple every day both support detoxification and digestion. So, I want to talk a little bit about metabolic flexibility. Metabolic flexibility is your body's ability to shift between burning sugar and burning fat, depending on what the body needs. When this system works well, your energy is steady, your cravings are lower, and your body can burn stored fat more easily. But stress, ultra processed foods, and blood sugar spikes weaken this flexibility. So you get stuck in sugar burning mode, which drives fatigue, cravings, and that stubborn midsection weight. Metabolic balance rebuilds this flexibility by stabilizing blood sugar, reducing insulin load, and giving your cells the exact nutrients they need to tap into fat for fuel again. So, when looking at insulin levels, foods will affect insulin and blood sugar differently. When the insulin is high, this leads to elevated cholesterol, elevated triglycerides, and elevated stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. But it can also lead to decreased melatonin, decreased DHEA, which affects hormone production, and it decreases our human growth hormone, which can affect fat breakdown. So, this is why keeping insulin low and steady throughout the day is so important. So, this is a graph that shows the impact of insulin and blood sugar when eating 6 meals per day. The purple that you see on the graph indicates when we get into fat burning. So, when eating 5 or 6 meals a day, blood sugar spikes repeatedly and insulin stays elevated, and you rarely enter that fat burning mode. Your body stays stuck burning sugar for fuel. And here, this shows the impact of having 3 meals a day. 3 balanced meals per day will stabilize the insulin. So, your body burns glucose for a couple of hours after eating, then naturally transitions into fat burning, that purple area that you see. This is ideal for metabolic health and weight loss. So, I just want to review the 4 phases of metabolic balance. Phase one is a very gentle 2 day cleanse. During the first day, we use a high dose of magnesium citrate to cleanse the bowels. But during the 2 day cleanse, you will still eat 3 light meals each day. Then we move into phase two right after the 2 day cleanse. And phase two is a 14-day reset using foods uniquely tailored to your chemistry. So, those are all the foods that are on your food plan. Phase one and two together are what I like to call the 16-day metabolic reset. And then we move into phase three. So, phase three is where the flexibility increases while continuing progress towards your goal. And then in phase four, that's the maintenance phase. And this phase is all about sustaining healthy metabolism for life. And I guide you step by step through each and every phase. So, this is just an example of what a personal list of foods can look like. This is a sample list of proteins, and the proteins will anchor every meal. And your personalized food list will be unique to you. And this is just a sample. And you can choose from your approved list and simply rotate three different proteins daily. And then this is a sample list of the carbohydrates. Everyone always receives a variety of vegetables, whole grain rye bread, or crackers. Or we can use rice-based options for those who are celiac. There's variety of fruit choices and additional complex carbohydrates like potatoes, wild rice, or oats. And I will always make sure that you have access to hundreds of recipes and sample meals tailored to your list. So, this is just a sample meal plan, an example of what the meal plan can look like. You will have three options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And each box that you see there is anchored in protein. And each of the meal boxes are completely interchangeable. So, as long as the protein rotation rules are followed, meaning one protein per meal and three different proteins through the day, the meals are very flexible. And you'll also have an app that houses your personal plan for easy access. So let's talk a bit about the success rate. A weight loss program is considered successful when a person reaches their goal weight and maintains it for 2 years. So metabolic balance has a success rate of 60 to 80%, and that's the highest success rate globally. Weight Watchers is the next at 22%. So, expected weight loss, every person is different, but realistically, results are 5 to 8% of weight loss in the 16-day reset, and then 1 to 2% per week thereafter. An example of this would be just starting at 180 pounds. The first 2 week, 16-day reset period, you might lose about 9 to 14 pounds, and then 1.5 to 3.5 pounds per week thereafter. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and hear what Metabolic Balance is all about. I really look forward to being a part of your transformation. If you have any questions, please contact me. You can email me, call, or just check out my website or follow me on Instagram. To book a consultation, you can just email me directly or you can book through my website. And I really cannot wait to connect with you. Thanks.